So Damian Lillard is a Milwaukee Buck now. It's a Wednesday, bro. It's like midday Wednesday. What made you decide now was the time, you know? The fuck? So officially, here's the deal. We've got Dame to the Bucks, right? Everyone knows that. Then we've got Blazers. They get Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tsunami Kamara. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. 2029 first round Bucks pick and a Bucks pick swap. I'm pretty sure that one was in 2028, and I'm pretty sure there's also one in 2030 that's going to be theirs as well. And then the Suns get Yusuf Nurkic, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about, obviously, the Dame fit, but I feel like a lot of people are not going to talk about the fact that DeAndre Ayton is on the move. Like, we've been talking about DeAndre Ayton rumors since he was drafted, pretty much. So now there's a big three in Milwaukee if Chris Middleton comes back healthy. Obviously, Damian Lillard, Giannis, and Chris Middleton. What does this mean for Chris Middleton? Less pressure on him, obviously. He doesn't have to be that guy at all times. Also, it allows him to still kind of feel his way back from injury like he was last year. As far as roster goes, and being championship ready, you really couldn't ask for a better spot than Milwaukee. Outside of the Heat, obviously he was very vocal about wanting to go to the Miami Heat. I guess they just couldn't work it out. I feel like the Miami Heat could have offered a better package than this, which is Jrue Holiday and a couple of picks, but you do get DeAndre Ayton back in the deal because it's a 3-team deal. But you're also giving up Yusuf Nurkic, who's on a pretty large contract for how injury prone he is. The Suns take him on. We'll discuss that in a second. But we can talk about what Dame's going to do for the Bucks offense all day. I mean, Giannis screening for him, Brook Lopez screening for him, off-ball set actions for Chris Middleton because of just Damian Lillard's gravity and how tight you have to guard Damian Lillard really frees up that mid-range area that Chris Middleton likes to operate in. Obviously, just the idea of Damian Lillard being on the floor creates more spacing. And I can finally stop hearing about no progress on Dame trades. No progress on Damian Lillard going to the Heat. Like, I can finally stop seeing Instagram posts about that like every other day. I was so sick of it. And the constant, like, Dame's running from the grind, I guess, or he's really not about that, or whatever. I could stop seeing those jokes. That's pretty great. I mean, this really came out of left field. The Bucks were never in talks, you know what I mean? You usually see, like, the Raptors were in talks with the Blazers to acquire Damian Lillard. They announced that last week. I don't even remember if it was Shams or Woj. I assume not because it didn't happen. But, man, this makes the Bucks very, very dangerous. For a team that really didn't do a whole lot in the offseason, they signed Brook Lopez, re-signed Brook Lopez to that extension. They signed Chris Middleton to that extension. They signed Robin Lopez as a free agent. I think they re-signed Jay Crowder, and then they went and got the Antetokounmpo bros, even though I think they cut Alex already. I also think they recently went out and signed Ty Washington Jr. To a two-way, if I remember correctly. Oh, and they signed Malik Beasley. I'm looking at it right now. I forgot about that, honestly. It was kind of an under-the-radar signing. But for a team that was just the number 1 overall seed in the East last year, I know they lost to the Heat. It was an absolute meltdown. But for a team that was literally the 1 seed last year, to go out and get Dame and you're giving up Jrue Holiday, a couple of picks, and Grayson Allen. Like, that's not a lot to give up for Damian Lillard. I know Jrue Holiday is a perennial all-star. I know he's constantly in top 3 of Defensive Player of the Year. He has the respect of the league for being an excellent perimeter defender. But, I mean, if you're trading Jrue Holiday for Damian Lillard with a couple of picks, I know the 2029 is going to hurt. Those pick swaps probably going to hurt too. And watching Grayson Allen walk out the door isn't great either. But you're getting Damian Lillard. If he can stay healthy, I don't see who's stopping the Bucks from being the 1 seed again this year. Now, playoff time, you never know. But, I mean, it looks pretty good if you're Milwaukee. You got to be happy. Now let's talk the second biggest piece of this trade, and that is DeAndre Ayton. If this is any other trade, we are talking about DeAndre Ayton first, but in this situation, DeAndre Ayton was literally traded away, this former first-round pick, picked over Luka Doncic for Yusuf Nurkic, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen. Let me repeat myself. DeAndre Ayton, the former first overall pick, was traded for Yusuf Nurkic, a man who has been injured for most of his contract. Nasir Little, who's got some potential. Keon Johnson also has potential. And Grayson Allen, Duke's own Grayson Allen tried to murder Alex Caruso, but excellent catch and shoot player. Also plays pretty good defense. But yeah, you traded DeAndre Ayton away for Jusuf Nurkic, who you're taking a risk on. You're going to pay him a lot of money. You're going to pay Jusuf Nurkic a lot of money, and you're not 100% sure if he can stay healthy most of the season. Look, bro, let's just be realistic. DeAndre Ayton was not going to be very happy being the fourth option on a team. He just was not. There's absolutely no chance he would have been just like entirely content with the fact that he was going to have to play fourth fiddle to, obviously, KD's going to probably get the lion's share of the ball, even though Devin Booker took the most shots in the playoffs, and then you're obviously going to give Bradley Beal plenty of opportunity. As far as DeAndre Ayton and having a new place to play in with Scoot Henderson and all that young talent there in Portland, I think this is a great opportunity for DeAndre Ayton to rejuvenate his career, show what he's made of, and be a bigger option on a team while he's not a rookie, which he had plenty of run whenever he was the first overall pick. But now that he's a couple years into his career, he has the opportunity now to prove to us why he was worth that max extension and why he was worth picking over Luka Doncic or Trae Young, even though I don't think he'll ever prove that. But wow, Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck, which is crazy to say. Sorry, Heat fans. Sorry, I guess. I don't know. Like, obviously, the Trailblazers front office did not want to give Dame up to Miami. They obviously had some sort of a problem with doing that because I feel like, the rumored deals that Miami had on the table for Damian Lillard were much better than what the Blazers got back. Now, I'm not saying they got fleeced. That's not the case at all. Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, that's a nice little two-player package, and then you get the first-round picks. And then you're going to flip Jrue Holiday for something. We were trashing on the Wizards for getting CP3 back in that deal when they traded Bradley Beal away, and then they went out and traded for Jordan Poole, a man who is 23 years old, has plenty of upside, and if you're talking about trying to get younger, the Wizards did a very good job in that category, and I think the Blazers have a chance to do the same. Obviously, you don't want to go out and get another guard unless he's a two guard. So, yeah, I mean, any contending team with a young, potentially great shooting guard or power forward could be on the verge of having Jrue Holiday on the roster. I think of, as far as trades for Jrue Holiday and where he might end up, I think there are numerous organizations who have young pieces who are contenders or trying to be contenders that will give up pieces for Jrue Holiday. Who I think that'll be, I really am not 100% sure. Obviously, the first name that comes to my mind I think of is the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are going to obviously try to make a jump this year. But you don't want to take away reps from your young guys. But at some point, you got to buy in. And Jrue Holiday could be that moment where the OKC Thunder decide, like, we're buying in now. I mean, Chet's finally going to play for us. Shea just had an amazing showing for Canada, an amazing showing last year. Josh Giddey is constantly improving. We've got other pieces. J-Dub is looking like he could be an all-star. I don't know. That's the first name that comes off the top of my head. But there are plenty of other teams out there that are looking for a defensive point guard. I mean, I can't imagine a single team in the NBA that wouldn't be over the moon to have Jrue Holiday on their team. I guess except the Blazers. I doubt Jrue Holiday ever plays a game in a Blazers jersey. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Holy shit. Anyway, y'all take care. Have a good one.
Booker the drive, gets inside, leans in, knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Phoenix has to foul, and a pinnacle ball.